matters. Let me see you move.
Love never felt so good. Can't I die if it ever could? Not like you. Oh.
Hi, everybody, and welcome aboard to Local Matters. I'm Dottie Rimsey. How many of you would love to have a career in the film industry? In years past, you would have been forced to pack it up and head out west to California to really make that dream become reality. But now, not so much. All you have to do now is drive right over the state line, and it is there. You just might become a star. When we come back, we'll meet and we'll be talking with two local people who have made a few inroads, and now they say they're ready to make a few inroads for you too. So we'll meet them when we come right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome aboard to Local Matters, where living local never felt so good. I'm Dottie Rimsey. You know, years ago, if you really wanted a career in the film industry, you would have had to relocate to either New York or California to have been seriously taken. But now, not so much. Atlanta, just a stone's throw away. And according to surveys, Atlanta is a place to be. And I have two people here on the set of Local Matters who agree. So welcome aboard, Miss Brittany
Hi.
Horn and Mr. Landon Brooks. Welcome aboard.
Yes, yes. Glad to be here.
Yes.
Good to have you guys so much. So, wow, Atlanta, right there now, right behind California, New York. That's the place to be.
That's
Absolutely.
the place to be. Atlanta has taken off right now. Atlanta, like you say, is the third in the country, soon to be number one, the film capital of the South. There's about 40 some odd movies being filmed, you know, right here in Atlanta, just
Wow.
about an hour and 15 minutes away.
Now, you guys are local. I know that. Landon, I know a little bit about your career when you were in high school, because you graduated with my nephew, and so you know that you were an AHS Bulldogs.
Anderson High School,
Anderson
Bulldog,
High
class
School.
of 02.
He's shouting out 02, and you were also the drum major.
I was the drum major my senior year.
So you were the one stepping out with the baton and leaning all the way back and dancing.
Definitely so.
That was sort of a prelude to what you would end up doing in life, it seems.
It was. You know, I had wonderful teachers, you know, at Anderson High School that seen something in me that at the time, you know, being young, that maybe I didn't see in myself. And they kind of just got me on the right path, and it went from there.
You know what? When the first time I met you, which was only about 3 years ago, the first time I met you, I said, first of all, I thought I was seeing John Legend. Second of all, I could see that star power was right there.
Wow.
I could see that and I told you that. I said, you have something special. Miss Brittany Horn's phone's going off, that's okay. So tell me, you're local and you're from the Coldwater area, I believe, right?
Yes, I was born and raised in Coldwater and have lived. Dear God, I'm so sorry.
Okay. She's gonna take care of her phone, guys. Everybody. All phones off. Okay.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about you. Okay. So I understand you were homeschooled.
Yes, I was homeschooled from the 7th grade up, and I've danced my entire life. I've danced 20 plus years and pretty much everything you can think about. So I've kind of always been in the entertainment industry per se.
Right.
I just was never really considering acting or anything like that when I was growing up. But then, you know, Landon last year kind of put me in front of that and was like, hey, you want to be in Captain America? And I said, what?
Right.
I was like,
Because how did you guys meet and team up?
yeah, we actually met when I was about 16, 17. He took my graduation pictures and my prom pictures, and we kind
And
of.
that's what he does too.
Yes.
He's a great photographer.
Fantastic.
Great photographer. So, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later on in the show. But what I wanted to talk about first of all was the different types of projects, because you know, a lot of times you really do have to show people, as people would say, no, show me. You do have to show people what have you done already this would incite people to want to be a part of what you're doing, because we're going to talk more about your casting agency. So let's talk about some of the projects that you've been in already, Brittany.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Okay. The very first project that I worked on was with Landon, and it was the Divergent series, Allegiant.
Okay.
That was the first project I ever worked on. It was crazy, 300 plus people.
Wow.
An insane day, but it was
Yeah.
wonderful. And then I worked on Sleepless Night. That's Jamie Foxx's movie. It's going to be coming out this year.
Ooh, Jamie Foxx. Okay.
I've worked on Fox's Sleepy Hollow.
Okay.
I've worked on The Vampire Diaries, and I have a recurring role on the originals as a Strix vampire. I come on there a good bit.
Oh wow!
Yes.
See, so you already have made the inroads. You're successful already, and just
Right.
even if you've never done anything else,
Yeah.
just that alone now is enough to say, I'm making it in the business.
Right.
And Landon, let's talk about some of your projects. I know you were in a movie that depicted the life of Tupac. I understand.
Yeah, definitely. The movie is called Tupac, All Eyes on Me.
Okay.
It's been filmed now in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
And it depicts, Tupac's life and tells his story. A lot of people don't know Tupac was a very brilliant, individual, and his parents were very brilliant. And I've had the pleasure, to meet all the actors on the Tupac movie. In this particular movie, I played a Black Panther.
Right, because you're in there. I just want to hold it for 1 minute because
Oh,
you're
okay.
back there. I can't really see you, but you're kind of back in the middle
back
area there.
in the back
And when
there.
I looked at this picture, I actually thought that was Tupac. I know people think that he's still alive, and I'm like, wait a minute now, is that Tupac? Because they say he's still alive, and this guy looks just like him.
They cast this guy, and he is amazing. He
just
looks
like him.
just like Tupac.
He
And on set, it was so funny. He walked up, and everybody's mouth just dropped, like, oh my God,
Yes.
this is Tupac.
Yes.
So a wonderful set. The people on the set are wonderful
Wow.
people. It was a wonderful project, and it's still filming it. And that's one of the projects that we are helping get people on is the Tupac All Eyes on Me.
All
and
Eyes on Me.
It comes out in November, I want to say.
Yeah, this coming November 2016.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And some of the
Wow.
other projects is, Vampire Diaries, Originals, also the Jamie Foxx Sleepless Nights. It comes out, I think, in March. Yeah.
You know
And
what? I'm thinking Jamie Foxx. Look, Brittany, I just want to go on set with you and sit there and pretend that I'm going out for, and then just so I can meet Jamie Foxx.
Yes, Jamie Foxx, he is a character.
Yeah.
I love working with Jamie and T.I. They're both, brilliant people.
Yes.
The set is really fun, and so that's what we want. We want to get people involved in that, and because like I tell people, your dream, the sky's the limit. Anything you want to do in life, just go after it.
Yes.
You may not succeed to where you want to be or where other people think you should be.
Yes.
But just taking that first step, you can do it.
And it's so exciting. It's so exciting that you're saying that this is the time to do it. And we're going to talk about that, the importance of Georgia needing more casting agencies just like yourself. And we're going to talk about why Georgia is actually looking for people. So we're going to talk about that when we come right back with more Local Matters. Hello everyone and welcome back to Local Matters, where living local never felt so good. I'm Dottie Rimsey, and I'm joined this morning with two local people who are really making their way in Atlanta in the film industry. They have their own casting agency, Willow Brooks Casting Agency. It is Miss Brooke. Right?
Brittany Horn.
Brittany Horn. Well, I'm getting ready to call you a new name. I'm getting ready to give you a new name. You are Brittany Brooke.
Apparently.
And Landon, of course, welcome back, guys. Welcome
Thank
back
you.
on set. So before we went to break, we were talking about all of the great projects that you guys have been working on over the past several years, and it's not really been that long because it's not like you guys have been doing this forever and ever and for years and years.
No.
You've only been at this thing now for what, maybe 2 years?
Yeah.
Maybe
at the most?
going on, maybe something like
Somewhere
that.
along in there.
And so you guys have already, only 2 years, you've already have starred in some amazing roles. So have you. And so I'm just thinking, if you're already at this point in your career where you're already getting starting roles and you've only been doing this for about 2 years now, imagine where you're going to be in 5, 10 years from now.
Exactly. It's really exciting.
I'm
Yeah, you
probably
never
going to have to
know.
ask you guys, make sure you don't forget about me because I want to seat to the Oscars, okay?
Okay.
But what I do want to do is I want to take a look. It's a project that you were working on for, of course, Landon. It didn't go national all the way. But if we could, Jason, I wanted to bring up a commercial that Landon Brooks was in. talking about a national, didn't go national, but the product, everybody has pretty much, at least in America, have eaten these particular chips. So I wanted to bring that commercial.
All right, kids, who wants to see a magic trick?
Here we go.
Oh, it's a sword! Who wants to see me turn these Doritos into more Doritos? Okay, kids, you ready?
Wow. So proud of you.
Wow, thank you so much. Doritos. That was an awesome.
Talk to me about that.
An awesome shoe. I actually applied for that. The casting call went out on IMDb and applied for it. The
Just
guy,
online.
Yeah,
Just apply.
Yeah, the guy called me from North Carolina and said, "Hey, we want you." And I said, "Hey, I'm there." And he gave me a shoot date. We went up, we shot the commercial, and it was amazing. It's a short commercial, only 30 seconds, but it took us 9 hours to film.
Right. People don't realize the amount of energy and time and effort it takes into just putting, even for a local show like this, it takes a lot of time, a lot of energy.
Absolutely.
So I can imagine what it takes to put something like that together.
It was awesome. It was, a pleasure just to be selected, to be able to do it.
So look, Brittany Brooke, that I've given you a new name. You are now going to be Brittany Brooke from Brittany Brooke. Brooke. Tell me this, Brittany Brooke. It's actually Brittany, people. Her name is Brittany.
Brittany Horn.
Brittany Horn.
Yes.
Were you linked with Landon during this time of his career when he landed that particular commercial?
Yes, that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
I don't think
Just
that
several
was
months
just
ago.
a couple of months ago. So yeah, we've been kind of. I've been doing this since about July of last year. So we've kind of been doing this kind of at the same time.
I'm just mesmerized, because you guys really have not been at this long.
No.
And you are really doing some things in the industry. And speaking of that, so now that you realize that, okay, so I know I can do it for myself. I know you're pretty skilled at it, I know what it takes for me to go out and at least get a role. It may not be a starting role just yet, but it's a role that's pretty significant. You're in the background. So now that you have your own casting agency, tell me, how are you going to help Susie from Weaver get a part, maybe perhaps sitting next to Brad Pitt on an airplane?
But
How can you do that?
It's not as hard as it seems.
Right.
All they have to do is go to Willow Brooks Casting on Facebook. It tells them what to do. They send in an email.
This is for your agency.
We set up a consultation, and then from there, we'll do the consultation. We'll do a photo shoot. Brittany will do
the
the makeup.
Because that's another skill set that you have too.
Yes.
You're a makeup artist.
Yes, I am. I've been doing makeup now for, I don't even know. It's been so many years. I've done makeup for so
Right,
long.
yeah,
But that's one thing we want to make sure when Landon does their photographs, that they look right, and
Yes.
the big part is making sure that they look like the best them that they can possibly be.
Yes.
So having that right makeup with those pictures is going to be the main thing. The casting directors may say, well, you can take a selfie, but they don't want a selfie.
Exactly.
They want something more professional.
Yeah, I know that we're into selfies nowadays, and we think that if you got a good selfie, that is the be all in all.
Right.
But they really do want something a little bit more than a selfie.
Exactly.
And so many times, people send in, their pictures, but they have their friends in the background. They have all kinds of different things in the background, and they think it's a good picture. But if we was to submit that to a director, they would probably laugh. So we know what they're looking for, and that's the importance about having the photo shoot, taking the class, kind of knowing what's going on. You have to be prepared to go on these sets. These are multi-million-dollar, projects, and so they need people that have some kind of skill training, behind it. It doesn't take a lot, but just to kind of know terminology and stuff, and that goes back into the class. Once you become part of Willow Brooks Casting, you do a small class, a couple of hours.
Yes.
That just kind of goes over, some of the terminology that you're going to need to know to be able to be on set.
Right.
And me and Brittany, we're always looking for the next niche. And so, part of the class will be able to, you'll be able to do it right from home. We don't want to give all the details out, but so if you do live out of town and you need to take the class, you will be able to in innovative kind of way.
And I can believe that. And this is, you know, it's amazing that you're talking about this, and I'm so glad that we have talked about, that we're talking about the different resources that you can incorporate into your casting agency.
Right.
Because when we come back, we're going to be talking about in terms of what Georgia is looking for. Now, I read an article, and according to many officials in the state of Georgia and in the industry, they really, I mean, it's top of the line in Georgia right now. I mean, right behind California, New York. But according to certain officials, they just don't have the talent and the people with the skill set. So when we come back, we're going to talk more about what Willow Brooks Casting can help you out with. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Local Matters, where living local never felt so good. I'm Dottie Rimsey. And again, joined with Miss Brittany Horn. Finally got her name right. She's not Brittany Brooke, but Brittany Horn, Landon Brooks, from the Willow Brooks Casting Agency. And we've been sitting here all morning long talking about some of the great work that they've done already in the great city of Atlanta, Georgia, and how they can help you too, because they now have their own casting agency. And they really have been sharing with me, because most people do think, and I want to bring up some of the pictures that Landon Brooks have taken. He's with some pretty heavy hitters there in Atlanta. That's, of course, of Landon himself. But most people think if, you know, they come out and they take a great selfie. There's a picture of Miss Brittany looking like a model. Beautiful, beautiful, great pictures. And that's what Landon does. And he has done that with so many great heavy hitters in Atlanta. There he is with Cynthia from the Housewife of Atlanta. She's also a model. Is that Avery Sunshine? That's Amber Rose. Amber Rose there in the back. That's, understand, is that?
That's Beyonce's hairstylist.
Beyonce's hairstylist, okay, that you're with there. That's, of course, that's a rap artist. I'm not familiar with her.
Cardi B with Love and Hip Hop.
Okay, Cardi B, I think I've watched that a time or two. Love and Hip Hop. So, great pictures. You're already, like I say, working in the know, if you will, with key people. And most people, again, as I will reiterate, think that if you take a great picture of yourself, you can just head on down there to the casting call with this little selfie that you've taken, and that'll be it. That'll be it. But please tell me, there's so much more than that.
It does not quite work that way.
No.
Anniston, you know, Calhoun County in itself has talent everywhere. There's so much talent here.
Yes.
I mean, and why not get them connected with the industry? When I talked with Brittany about starting the casting agency, you know, we've done it. We went over, we done the trial and error. We know what they're looking for. We know how to present people, you know, to the industry. So there's so much talent here, and we said, you know what, we want this to be right here in Anniston. I mean, right here in Oxford.
Right.
You know, we want the people of Oxford. I always said, you know, if I ever do anything in life, I want to help my community. I want to come back and help other people.
Right.
And I've learned the more you help people, the more the blessings that come back and help you.
And that's so true. I mean, I love to use this analogy. I mean, you got your fist balled up. Nothing can come in, nothing's going out. So you have to open it up and give it back and give it back to people.
I tell people, what does it gain a man to have all the knowledge but never share it?
And never share it.
And never share it. So that's what we want to do. We want to actually connect people. There's so many scams going on. You hear
and that's another, I'm glad you brought that up, because a lot of
here,
people
scams there. They want $5,000 here, and we're gonna promise you a role. They're gonna promise you everything, and we are legit. You know, we got a couple emails that people that was just curious about the company.
Of course they are.
Because for years and years and years, there've been so many scams. And we are legit. We are a legit company.
And I'm going to say this. You know, I've always loved being in front of the camera. Most people know that. And I still one day, who knows, might come and join you guys and see if you can help me. Who knows where the road might lead. But there, you know, in the past, it was a lot of different scams. And you're right, people with casting agencies would be looking for $4,000 and $5,000.
And you have to be very careful. Anytime they want a significant amount of money like that, it is, you know, definitely something to ring a bell and say, I need to think about this. You know, because myself, even as a younger, you know, I went through some of those things. You know, I had a drive, I knew what I wanted, and I thought that this was the right road by going, you know, to these different casting calls. I mean, you know, different agencies that wanted a lot of money. And I got ripped off so many times, and so many people out there. So, you know, when people hear of a casting agency, the first thing they think, oh, you know, they're gonna want money.
They're gonna want a whole
we're
bunch
legit.
of money.
We
Yeah.
have
Right.
people, you know, Brittany, you know, myself, and then other people that we've represented have, you know, been booked on roles. So
Exactly.
and these are not just roles, but they're paid positions. You're gonna get
It's a
paid for
job.
this. It's a job. So they feed you very well. They pay you. You know, and it can be, you know,
And this
well.
is what, and I want to go back to that, touch on that right quickly. So let's say you are working with the client, you're able to get that client in front of another, well, I guess in front of is it not another casting agency, but it would be a role, right,
Yes.
for a role.
Yeah, their
background
picture will go to the director.
Their picture will go right to the director.
Yes.
What else will you be doing for your client? Was that it? Just taking a picture and sending it out to
class.
the.
You know, we'll be obviously getting them prepared by taking their pictures, doing their makeup, having them look the extra best they can possibly look. You know, but also giving them that class we talked about a little bit earlier.
Yes.
You know, making sure that they're ready. We don't want to send people out there unaware of what's going on. You know, the casting directors, the producers, the PAs expect people to know what they're doing when they come on set. You know, so we'll give them a class with set terminology, stand-in etiquette, you know, talking
Yes.
about the hair and makeup that they want on set, and, you know, and also in regards to wardrobe, because they want you to have your own wardrobe to bring with you to different roles and things like that. So we want them to be as extra prepared as they can possibly be. You know, that's what we feel we offer that's completely different from any of the other, you know, extras casting agencies. You know,
Yeah.
we're giving them something that they don't give them. They just throw them out there. We
Yeah.
don't want to do
And you know
that.
what? And I'm saying this is perfect for you guys. And I'm not just saying this just to be saying it, because again, I like to do a little bit of research before I actually come and sit down on set and begin talking. And I actually read an article last night from the Wall Street Journal that talked about how needed casting agencies are. Because the talent's here in Anniston and it's in so many other places. But if people have not been groomed and prepared, then they're not going to get parts. And according to that article I read, Georgia is at the point where they are actually working, trying to prepare people to be in front of the camera. So tell me a little bit about that when we come right back. Well, you can do that now because we've got to go to break in a minute. Yeah.
Okay, so Atlanta because it's booming right now. There's so many different movies. They need so many people that, you know, the demand just wasn't there. And so they were having to fly people in from LA, from New York to be able to fill these roles.
Right.
So now Atlanta is starting to train people. They have the film and entertainment department of the government, the mayor's office. So they actually train people, you know, to fill some of these roles. Background work, stage hands, you know, PAs, and different things like that. And
Well,
so,
Linda, I don't mean to cut you off because I'm telling you, time flies by so fast. We are already over. We have got to just end the show for now. But you know what? I want to have you guys on. I know I'll have you back on because what I like to see is you come back with some people that you've actually represented and have really landed some great roles.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've got to go, and I'll see you back here next week with more Local Matters.